Uniper. This is a German utility company. It's based in Duesseldorf in Germany. It pays a dividend once per year, and the last dividend I received was for 5 cents per share. At the moment it's about €4 to purchase one share. So it's quite a large and quite a well-known utility company in Germany, obviously in the energy sector, but it's having a pretty bad time at the moment in the markets. Not doing very well at all. Fell off a cliff in February 2022. Two massive cliffs it's fallen down. But it appears to be fairly well established, and it has its fingers in quite a lot of pies, as they say. They have green products, digital products, energy sales services, gas and electricity for businesses, traded commodities, district heating, and market solutions. And also on the website you can see all of their locations, and they're fairly widespread around the world. So its ticker symbol is UN01. It's based in Duesseldorf in Germany. Currently trades for €4.05 per share. And it's a Germany-based energy generation and energy trading company. It operates through three segments, which are European generation, global commodities, and international power generation. The European generation segment generates power and owns coal, gas, oil, and combined gas and steam power plants, and also hydroelectric power plants, nuclear power stations in Sweden, a biomass plant in France, as well as solar and wind power facilities. The global commodity segment bundles the company's energy trading activities, as well as gas storage and supply business. And the international power generation segment comprises equity investments in energy generation companies in the Russian Federation and Brazil. So I would imagine that anything in Russia has been sanctioned, or they've decided that they're not going to deal with them anymore, which kind of lines up here. The timeline matches up. So it's kind of a scary thought to think about where it could go in the future. But only time will tell. So it currently has 11,000 employees, and it's obviously in the utility sector, in the electric utilities industry. Has a current market cap of €1.95 billion. The PE ratio is not given. It's usually not given if the numbers either haven't been reported or if they're very bad. They often don't report them. Its current revenue is €163.98 billion, but it does have a very negative earnings per share of €11 per share. A current dividend yield of 1.31%, and it only pays once a year. However, this has gone down so much that if you are able to invest in German stocks or in European stocks in general, they've been hammered so much recently that there's a lot of discounts around if you're willing to hold on to them for a long time to see where everything goes. So its current profit margin is negative 2.54%, which is obviously not good. That's over the last year. And over the last quarter is close to negative 20%. It has an annual debt to assets of 95%, which is very bad. And over the last quarter is 102%. So it's in quite a lot of debt. They've got a lot of work to do to recover. And its annual cash flow from operating is €3.62 billion. From investing is negative €7.52 billion. And from financing is €6.5 billion. So they are not in a good position at the moment. But as Warren Buffett says, you should be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy. And I would call this very fearful. So obviously make your own decision and don't base your research on this video. This is merely just to point you in a direction that you might be interested in. There's a lot of research to do with this company, and there's a lot of risk involved. Now, a lot of debt and low profits, and there's no sign that this invasion is going to stop anytime soon, despite the fact that Russia are being hammered. When we have a look at the long-term graph, The company was founded in 2016 in January, and this graph goes back to 2016. So it's a pretty good gauge of what they've done since the beginning. They were €10 per share when they were founded then, and now they're €4 per share. So this is unprecedented lows. And according to this, they've dropped 18% today. Very, very scary times. However, some of these little news headlines I spelled some hope for the future. The German government is in talks to take a majority stake in Uniper. Uniper is mulling damage claims against Gazprom in Swedish court. Gazprom is a Russian utility company, I think one of the biggest. And the German gas giant Uniper says the worst is still to come after Russia halts flows. So, very, very scary times. However, if you have money that you're willing to leave in the markets for many years, and you're willing to risk, which is the most important part of this, is that you could easily lose it. Now, this is a risky one, but if you were to purchase a huge amount of shares for next to nothing at the moment and hold on to them for a decade, they could very easily come back up. Now, I think it was the dot-com bubble. Amazon dropped like 96%. So imagine buying Amazon for less than $1 per share and holding on to it until now. 20 years. You'd be multi-millionaire. However, huge risk involved, especially in a situation like this. And it's not exactly fantastic for a dividend, but they're losing money at the moment, so you can't really judge them on that. Any company that's losing money is not going to pay out a hefty dividend unless they're willing to go into debt to do it, which is not a good business practice in my opinion. So a quick look at Uniper's dividend history. They were founded in 2016, and the first dividend payment appears to be 2017. That was for 3%. 2018 was about 3%. 2019 was 3.5%. And 2020 was 4.5%. 21 was 4.5%. And now it's down to 0.3%. So at least they're making the business decision to not continue paying out what I would call a safe dividend percentage. The kind of 3 to 5% is the sweet spot for dividend investing, but it's for long-term and safe investing. A lot of people get trapped with the high-yield dividend stocks and then wonder why the money that they've put in has lost 40% of its value. But Uniper is having a very bad day, a very bad year, and it is scary times, but I think I'm going to put a few euro into them, kind of bulk them up a little bit, and hold out for the future just to see what happens. So if you are going to invest in Uniper, my advice is to do as much research as you possibly can about it, and don't put in anything that you're not willing to see go to zero, because it's at unprecedented lows at the moment. Very scary times. But if you're interested in dividend stocks, or if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and most importantly, let me know what you think.